welcome back to the Price of Business. Already Tuesday edition. Glad to be able to spend some time with you, talking to you about what's going on out there. As you all know, I was involved and am involved with a company called Best and Brightest, companies to work for. Enjoyed working with them. Loved being a part of their event as a media sponsor, and got to see a lot of the companies out there. One of the companies that participated in that, who won an award, was a company called Studley. That's Studley. That's Studley.com to learn more information about them. We were delighted to get one of the executives from that organization, Mark O'Donnell, who's Executive Vice President. Mark, welcome to the program. Good to see you.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Appreciate it.
Real quickly, kind of tell us, give us the overview of what Studley is all about.
Well, Studley is a global brokerage firm. We focus on commercial real estate brokerage, and we represent tenants only. So we sort of focus on headquarters transactions, one-off type transactions for big law firms, big old energy companies.
Yeah. So how long have you been with the firm?
10 years. 10 years. I spent first 10 years of my career with one of the larger brokerage firms in the country, and came over to Studley 10 years ago to run their office with a couple of other guys that came from other firms, and we've had a nice run. So
yeah,
far.
It looks like you're corporately located out of New York. From what I could tell by your phone number.
That is correct.
You have offices, I'm assuming, in many major markets here in the country?
That's correct. Unlike a lot of our major competitors, we don't have dots everywhere, but we are located in the bigger cities for a number of reasons. But we've been very successful in operating in the big cities, and then we do work in some of the smaller cities from our larger offices. Yeah,
very cool, very cool. And what would you say is your sense of what's going on out there in the commercial real estate arena these days?
It really depends on what part of the country you're talking about. In Houston and in Texas in general, things are very strong. The energy industry it really is driving the economy here, and jobs are they're on the upswing, and so as a result, the real estate market for office buildings, which is really where we focus, is strong.
Yeah. So you mentioned the fact that you in order to make sure that you are conflict free, you want to make sure you have no conflict of interest. You've chosen to represent only the tenants. Why do you think that's extremely important?
Well, it's important for a number of reasons. We first of all, just from a selfish standpoint, getting hired. A lot of our we represent, for example, a lot of big law firms, and those big law firms are very conflict sensitive. If we're in a position where we're representing an owner of a large building and say a 200,000 or 300,000 square foot law firm, they're going to question, well, how in the heck can you represent our interests representing both sides? And so we've just from the standpoint of getting hired, we don't want to be in that position. Now, a lot of our competitors do both. They do both sides, but they have tenant rep only brokers, and those guys, aren't necessarily looking for the interest of the other side, but they're in a system or in a type of organization where they are representing both sides, and they may get a call, for example, from the owner of the building saying, "Hey, you guys represent us, and could you lay off the negotiation a little bit?" We just don't want to be in that situation. Yeah. We also tailor our research to just the needs of the tenant. We're not really worried about what the landlords think, and just by spending all day every day thinking about what's important to tenants, we tend to be better at doing that just by being focused.
What percentage of your practice, if you will, your company's practice here in Houston, law oriented?
I'd say about probably 25% of what we do.
That's huge.
Yeah, no, it is a big part. I mean, we do a ton of energy work, obviously,
sure,
engineering work, but we're sort of known nationally as the law firm experts. That we have a very strong practice in New York, in D.C., in Chicago, and L.A., where there are a lot of large firms. So we tend to migrate those relationships outside of those cities, as well as from Houston to other cities as well. Mm-hmm. But we've been known for that expertise for a while.
Yep, absolutely. I appreciate you spending some time with us here today. Mark O'Donnell. He's with a company called Studley. They're located here in Houston on Clay. The website is Studley, STUDLEY.com, Studley.com, and they are with the Best and Brightest. Before I let you go, what do you think played the role of you guys winning the Best and Brightest award?
Well, I think it's, we're in a organization where our brokers are pretty happy, and I think they're happy because we let them give them the freedom to build their practice like entrepreneurs. If they need something, we give it to them. It's the conflict-free piece. I think a lot of people are attracted to the firm because the majority of our competitors work on both sides of transactions, and by not having that, it really puts our tenant rep advisors in a good spot.
Sounds great. I want to encourage people to learn more about it. Go to Studley.com, particularly if you're a tenant. To me, that makes sense. You want, whose side is this person representing? If you got someone who only represents tenants, to me, I can see a clear advantage of that. Thanks for sharing your story.
Appreciate it.
When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com, and you're listening to The Price of Business.